9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, look at this new
Fancy.
stream. Oh my gosh, we're all in floating boxes now.
What?
Wow, we got a little animated background. Wow.
We're
Look
official.
at us. Look
It
at
looks
us.
like, wow.
Wow.
I'm like way
Wow.
far behind, so
Yeah.
I'm just now seeing
Oh
everything.
my god. Refresh it, Scott.
Refresh it.
Catch up with the rest of us.
Oh, now I've got a commercial. Stupid commercials.
Sarah has a question.
Oh,
She's like
I
raising
was
her
giving
hand.
Lewis a high five.
Yeah. A high five.
Yeah, he's going to get me dinner.
Aw.
Aw,
I know.
husband of the year.
All I saw was your
really is.
hand on something, but
So if you see how the
Well,
how the stream,
my
you see how the
husband.
stream looks yet? Do you see us yet?
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, so I still have to tinker around with stuff, but I wanted to see if this 4 video thing would work. So now it doesn't even look like Riverside.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I mean, like we'll have to the sizing is a little bit weird because like Sarah's box is a little bit
Yeah.
bigger.
Whoa.
Sarah's got a big box.
Wow, guys. It's a little personal, but if you want to talk about it.
Sorry. What's up,
Hello,
everybody on the YouTube? So this is kind of the new format. We're going to be focusing more on our live YouTube content. A lot of discussions were had when I was in Jamaica with Chris, like probably more than we probably should have. I was definitely on the nude beach having conversations with Chris, FaceTime conversations
Yeah.
with Chris.
Well, I didn't get any
Nice.
FaceTime.
Well, he does all of our technology. I just had an idea while I was nude. I was like, Chris, you got to do this.
Yeah.
Gross.
All right, I fixed Sarah's box.
Jaws says, darn HelloFresh is gone. Missed the code.
I can put that back in a second, actually. Don't tempt me. Yeah, so just wanted to see how this would look. I kind of like the background. I like the flesh-colored nudefriendspodcast.com. Reminds me of that conversation we had on the nude beach. So, a lot of sponsor space.
Lot of
A lot of
sponsor
sponsor
space to sell. We should probably put our main one, sandpipervacations.com, on there.
You know what I'll do? I'll actually do that right now with a...
Sorry, we're still ironing stuff out, but let me start the recording. How about that?
I have the Sandpiper logo here somewhere on my computer.
Yeah, it looks like we're floating in a lava lamp. I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Fancy.
There. Oh, that looks good.
Move it toward. It blends in with that color.
Where you want
Yeah,
it? To the right?
Yeah, where
Yeah,
you
it
It
were
looks better
was
on the
good.
right. It looked better on the right side, I think.
Yeah, it needs to be either in that light pink.
Yeah, and then I'll put like... this is just because I had the logo handy, but I'll put brought to you by or sponsored by Sandpiper Vacations. Or I'll
love
put
that.
Sandpiper Vacations Virtual Studio, whatever.
Yeah, we could sell spots on the other side too.
Mm-hmm.
I love
What
that.
I really want to do is, now that I know I can have the 4 screens, I want to give us like borders or something, you know? I didn't know
Yeah,
if this was
that's
going to
cool.
be possible. So, and then what I'm going to do is when we transition to if somebody's doing their segment, they'll have a bigger box. That's what I want to be
cool.
able to do too.
Ah,
Yeah, but that's all stuff that I need to do. Let me
I love a
see.
big package box.
Oh, you know, this is almost perfect.
Whoa, there's 3 of you.
Yeah, this
Or
is
you
almost
split in
this is
thirds.
almost perfect. So see, there's 4 different video sources. That's why I chopped my screen up essentially. Got one for me, one for Scott, one for Nick, one for Sarah. So when I expand my screen, it stays chopped up. But what I need to do, I have to create different screens now for what I want to do. It's going to take some time, but now I have the spacing down perfect. So
That's cool. That's very
I'll
cool.
be able to do it. Yeah.
All
Thanks,
right.
Hannah.
We are working. We're working on some other things too. We're working on the ability to
are.
take live phone calls.
Yes.
On the air because, like I said, we're going to be moving towards more of a live format very soon. So that was one of Chris's projects while I was on vacation, and he did very well. He actually followed up with me and said, "I did this and I did this and I did this." So
What's on your shoulder? Do I want to know?
This is my WWE Universal Title Championship belt / cooler, baby.
Oh, it's handy.
Yeah. It's
All right, you guys
WrestleMania
ready?
weekend, so you know.
3, 2, 1. That's right. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family, and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Now, if you'd like to connect with us on all of our social media, all of our links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our really sweet merchandise and become a friend with benefits. Join our clubhouse. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can have all sorts of member access, get cutting room floor, be entered to win these really cool Crocs and other great prizes. All that for just $2 a month. 'Tis the season. Make sure you nominate us for the Orlando Weekly's Best of Orlando competition under the category Local Notables, Best Local Podcast. That's right. Nominate us. No New Friends Podcast. Also, you can nominate us for Best Local TikTok. We'd love that too. What else am I forgetting? Orlando Weekly always throws me off. That's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Did I say sweet merch?
You say we're streaming live on YouTube?
Oh, yeah. As always, we are streaming live on the YouTube starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Wednesday, and then after dark directly following that. Also, Sarah, Lewis, Darren, and I go live from Disney and Universal every single Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you follow us on the TikTok. My name is Scott. I am the host. With me, as always, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Acknowledge me. That was for Darren.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
It's a me. I'm a gay.
And our producer, Alex. So it's been a while. I know, we've had episodes every single week, but I haven't seen you guys in.
Yeah, it feels weird.
2
Very
weeks.
odd. Who are you guys
Couple
again?
hours, but it's fine.
Sorry, Sarah. Yeah, you had me earlier. I apologize. There is so much to get to tonight, so we're going to get right into it. This is probably going to be a longer episode than normal, but that's okay. But we have a lot to talk about. Nick's got his vacation recap. I've got my vacation recap. We've got conjoined twins. We've got Chris has a trash can story and something else. There's a lot going on. So we're going to get right into it. First of all, I had an amazing trip to Jamaica.
Oh, you went to Jamaica?
I did.
Awesome.
Nick booked our trip. We booked our trip through sandpipervacations.com. Through Sandpiper Vacations.
Or
Sandpiper.
through me, too.
Or through you, yeah.
You can
And
go through me.
Nick, I got to tell you, your service, I'm sure, was top notch. I really wasn't involved except for giving my wife your phone number. But what she said, it was super stress free.
Yeah,
you handled everything.
We had a lot of private chats because we had planned a little surprise for you.
Yep,
Which I'm
yep.
sure you'll be talking about too. But yeah, we had. She made it very easy as well too. Just give me her demands and requests, and you give me your requests and demands, and we try to make sure they were met.
They were more like demands. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the airport, okay? So we get to the airport, and listen, we're bougie. We get there about 3 hours early, and we want to be waiting in whatever private lounge the airport has to offer, whether it's the Delta Sky Lounge, the Amex Lounge, whatever lounge we can find. That's where we want to be. Well, if you remember back a couple episodes ago, and I was talking I wanted a direct flight. Mm-hmm. So Nick put us on the best option, Southwest. Fun fact, that terminal doesn't have a VIP lounge.
Yeah.
So we had to sit there with the mouth breathers. at just one of the bars there. It was terrible, not fun.
It's Orlando Airport's finest.
Right. So we're going on this like really nice vacation, right? And as we're checking in, we use the little automated teller machine, and my wife and I look at each other, and they're like they're asking, "Hey, do you want to upgrade to business class, business select?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it. Like, let's do it. Let's sit in the business class." Like, we already upgraded to the first boarding group, like the A boarding group, but we're like, let's do first class. Okay, this will be great. Never done first class before. So we drop. Well, Sarah, how much do you think each of those first class upgrades cost?
A few hundred each.
That
I
would
would
be
think.
That would be correct. Chris, do you have a more specific guess?
I thought you just told her she was correct.
Well, she's correct in that it's a few hundred.
In the range, apparently.
Yeah, but I thought that ends the guessing thing. Like whenever you ask for a guess and you say you're right, that the next person doesn't guess.
It just ends.
It just ends. Did you forget how to podcast, Scott?
Thank you for listening to Remy's Roundtable, everybody. So Remy says $3,000 a piece. Okay, Remy in chat says $500 a piece. It was $500 a piece.
That's not a few hundred.
That is a few hundred.
A few is literally means a three.
300.
I don't think a few means
a few
three.
good men.
A
There
few
was
means
literally
three.
three good men in that movie.
Yeah.
A couple, a few, and then a party. Like, I don't, that's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Well, a couple is two.
Right.
A few is three.
3 to 5, I think.
No, that's a handful.
3.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, a handful is 5.
Yeah, although according to you, a handful is usually just 3.
Usually a handful for me is just 1. Well, 3 inches. I guess.
You're quick tonight. Were you impersonating you in your hotel room?
Yeah. We'll get there. Listen, a lot of Bud Light today. A lot of Bud Light. So we get these first class seats, and we're so excited. And we get to. It's now time to board the plane and all that. And first, they board the guests traveling in wheelchairs. And I'm sorry, there had to be 50 wheelchairs boarding. I've never seen so many wheelchairs boarding a plane in my entire life.
I will never go to an airport without a wheelchair after my experience. It's great.
Right.
They get on faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to just fake an injury every time I go on an airplane. It was all Jamaicans. You're making a look. What?
Why are you assuming they were all Jamaicans?
Well, I mean, there was my wife and I who were in the minority on the plane, and then there were the Jamaicans.
But I don't understand why.
Well, they were African American.
Wait a second.
So
Wait a second. All right. Tons of discrepancies right now. So they were black.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess they're not African Americans.
No.
They're Jamaican.
Tread lightly,
Americans?
my friend.
African Jamaican.
Okay, so note to self: you must be black to live in Jamaica.
Well,
Or if you're
listen,
black, you live in Jamaica.
all black people are from
Yeah,
Jamaica.
they're from Jamaica. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
if you're from Jamaica, chances are you're black.
Chances are, like, there's a lottery.
Well, most likely, if you're Jamaican, you're black. I didn't meet any white Jamaicans.
We're not even on the plane yet. We're already talking about how racist Scott is here. We're not even in Jamaica yet. We're still in Orlando.
Scott sees a black person born in the plane, like, oh, can you give me any recommendations? Like, I don't know, it's my first time. I'm going to Sandals. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I just, figured you were from there. Why would you think that?
Listen,
Come on,
it's just an observation, okay? The plane was going from Orlando to Jamaica, okay? There were only a few Caucasians on the plane, and there was a lot of black people on the plane, which is fine. But I'm just assuming that most of them were returning home. I mean, that's a safe assumption, right? I mean, I didn't think they were going to St. Louis. You know, they're
It's
going
like
to
a
Jamaica.
question.
They could be going on vacation too.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be, but I mean, let's talk about the averages here. You know, there are people flying out of Orlando to Jamaica for vacation, and there are people who are flying home to Jamaica. Anyway, they all got on the plane first, okay? And my wife and I are sitting there in boarding group A, and I look and at the ticket, and I'm like, wait a second, there's no seat number here. Like, are we the only first class? Do we just kind of pick in first class where we sit? And someone says, this is Southwest. Like, there is no first class, and it's just pick your seat. And I'm like, what? Like, all the wheelchairs went in. We just paid $500 for our seats. So we get on the plane.
I think he paid for points.
What? I don't know what I paid for.
You should have consulted your travel agent.
Talk to your travel advisor.
Well, I should have. You know what I paid for? Okay. We got a free drink voucher with the upgrade.
Oh, wow.
I paid $500 for a fucking Miller Lite. That's what I paid for.
I don't know if you know this, but they only cost like $6.
Right? It's like, next time just charge me the $9 on the plane. So here we are in the middle of the plane. We're in the middle of the plane with all the wheelchair people up front, and I'm like, so they paid nothing. Got pushed around the airport all day, and they get to sit in the front of the plane. Yeah. Go figure. So it's the best Miller Lite I've ever had. So listen, we land in Jamaica, and the great thing about our resort is it's 5 minutes away from the airport.
Do you clap when you land, Scott?
What's that?
Are you a clapper?
No, but
I
let
can
me
see
tell
you like
there were-
wanting to, though.
No. There are people in the back of the plane that did not follow the airplane etiquette. They were definitely Luis Avila. They stood up and walked in front of everybody else.
Oh.
Like, they did not
whoa.
wait.
He doesn't do that.
Every time we ride Tower of Terror and we're in the back row, he's one of the first people out of the elevator. He never waits for the people in the front rows. It's not different. It's still etiquette. The front row leaves
People
first.
take way too long on that ride to get off. Let's be honest.
Well, my wife takes way too long to get off, but that's a different story.
Part two.
So we're the great thing is we're 5 minutes away from the airport. So we are at the resort in less than 5 minutes. It was fantastic. Okay. The thing that sucks is we were 5 minutes away from the airport. So literally all day, you have a combination of party boats and planes flying over just every 5 minutes. It was more of a motorcycle sound, but you get the idea. To the point where like we were pointing up and we're like, okay, Delta, JetBlue, Southwest, Frontier, duck and cover. It made land on us. So it was this little game. But an observation, like Jamaica's just constantly on fire. Every day, fire from the trees. Fire. I don't know if they're clearing out land. I don't know if there's wars going on. Maybe a cannibalistic gang. I don't know.
They're probably just smoking.
Just smoking. Yeah, maybe. But speaking of smoking, the kayak people are a real thing. Okay, so on day 3.
What do you mean kayak people?
I'm going to tell you about the kayak people, Chris. I'm glad you asked. So on day 3, I go over to the mainland. Well, let me back up. So
I'm like, you jumped very far ahead already because you didn't talk about your Club Mobe service.
Okay, Club Mobe. Let's talk about Club Mobe. Okay, so we land in Jamaica, and Club Mobe is like Genie Plus of customs, right?
Wow. Did you just coin that for the first time?
No, Nick said that a couple weeks ago when I was asking what Club Mobe was.
That's kind of how I described it to him. I'm like, think about Genie Plus, but at an airport.
Here's the funny thing about Club Mobe, Nick. I kept calling it Club Mamba, Club Mobi. I called it everything else until the very last day I saw on a map that Mobe is short for Montego Bay. And I'm like, oh,
Mobe.
I explained that to you guys too, but clearly.
That was a long time ago for me, Nick. So they like rush us through customs. Like we go through customs, security. Like from the time we landed, minus the time that we were waiting for our bags, But that entire process, 5-10 minutes at the most. At the most, whereas everybody else is waiting hours. And then same thing on the way back. And I'll talk about Club Mo Bay on the way back because I have a really funny story with that. So Nick and my wife were sneaky behind my back. I definitely did not get the room that I ordered. I was looking forward to the swim up pool butler suite with the butler.
Oh, I told you it was a swim up with a butler, so I didn't lie.
And it was, but it was really cool. We were in one of those bungalows over the water, like the Polynesian, the little bungalows. It was really neat.
Minus the alligators.
Minus the alligators, right. Well, there were barracudas. There were Jamaican barracudas. I saw them. They were scary.
It's racist.
Yeah.
Right, you're thinking
Well,
things that swim with teeth are all the same?
They were in Jamaica, and they were barracudas, so they're Jamaican barracudas.
Gotcha.
So is
Okay.
that why you're naked the whole time, trying to get some action?
yeah, from the little teeth. So it was. Listen, it was an amazing. I'm not going to repeat that. It was an amazing room over the water, right out of the beach. It was overlooking kind of the bay area or the ocean between where we were staying and then Club Rio, which
was
is
it?
Club Bump. What?
The bay or the ocean? Which one was it?
The ocean. I mean, it was salt water, and it was water between us and Club Rio.
Trying to visualize. It's a podcast. People are listening to this. They're trying to visualize this, and now you're getting the two mixed up. You think everything that's just a little bit the same is just the same exact thing, Scott. We understand.
It was
now.
the ocean. We were in the middle of the ocean, but not really the middle of the
You're in
ocean.
the middle
more
of the
like-
ocean, so you want
I
to
don't think it was the middle. It was
It
more.
wasn't
yeah.
the middle. I mean, it was
It was
more
like
off the coast
400
of
feet
Jamaica.
out, maybe.
Yeah, we were maybe like, I don't know, a couple
You had to
football
take
fields.
You had to take a boat to get there.
Yeah, we had to take a boat to get from the mainland to where we were staying.
You had to drive the boat?
No, they didn't let me drive. I tried. It's like, move, I can do it better.
Because I'm white? Is that why?
No.
Because
Because
you
I
drove
was
a ball
feeling-
at Joe's at the right at
Oh, because you pretended to drive a boat on Jaws for years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, I
Yeah.
drove a boat for years. At
You should have just
Universal.
pretended
I was on a track.
like you used
Yeah.
to.
Listen, I was fueled by Red Stripe at this point, so I can't. I can't. Things came out of my mouth. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But right across was Club Rio, okay, or it wasn't Club Rio, Rio Resort, and it is Club Bump and Grind. It's like the difference between Eden East and Eden West. Like we were on Eden West, which is all about like bringing couples together and all that. Eden East was all about sex. Like it was constantly bump and grind. I'm sure they had wet t-shirt contests. I'm sure they greased everybody up. It was this whole thing. It was this whole thing.
Sounds
and they
like
had
a
party
whole
boats.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was stop. They had party boats, and the party boat like comes right by our room, and they're all going shot. So I did a shot of tequila on night one, and anytime I start saying, "Hey, let's do shots of tequila," it's never good. So I was passed out by 7:30 that first night. It was rough.
I've been there.
Yeah. All right. So
No, you haven't, Sarah. We're poor. We've never been there, and we never will.
yeah. So, we, a lot of conversations before we got to Jamaica was whether or not I'm going to go to the nude beach. And so day 2, we went to the nude beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's literally like 100 feet away from your room too.
Yeah, it's not very far. It's not very far.
Did you bring
It's on the
binoculars? I could
island.
definitely see you be like,
No,
"There's
I
no
didn't.
binoculars here."
I didn't, but there's so much to unpack with the nude beach. Okay, so my wife says, so do you want to go to the nude beach? Instant erection, Chris. Instant. Like
12-year-old boy, like
I wasn't even on the nude beach, and I'm pitching a tent. Okay. Not even there yet. So all of the anxiety that I had leading up to this is now rushing into me, and I'm like,
into your
okay,
dick.
what?
It's rushing right into your dick.
100%. Like, I typically have a very small penis. I have the world's largest penis in that particular moment. Okay? So I'm hoping that there's at least one person there just so I can experience, hey, we went to a nude beach. But not too many people, because, like, this is the thing. So, okay, leading up to this, I'm picturing the nude beach to be just like the Playboy Mansion of hot people running around, frolicking naked. Okay, that is what I'm expecting. Everybody else has warned me, no, everyone there is going to be disgusting and saggy and old and fat. Okay, so remember, my expectation, hot people frolicking around. The expectation that was then planted in my head, no, nasty people, ugly, fat, creepy. So y'all convinced me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the best looking person on this beach. Well, my wife will, but so I get in there and I look around and everybody is hot. They are frolicking around. You've got Adolfo with a 12-inch penis, flaccid. Like,
that sounds dangerous. I don't even think that's like...
Probably a medical condition. Probably
Did you get his
a medical
number
condition.
for me?
What?
First, did you get his number for me at least?
No, I didn't.
I need it for science.
Probably life-saving
yeah.
that he didn't get his number for you.
So,
Impale you.
Nick, I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these hot people. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, everybody said there's going to be old, fat, creepy guys here. And then I realize I'm the old, fat, creepy, ugly guy.
Oh, my God.
I'm that guy.
Oh, no. Scott, I'm so sorry. I'm actually sad for you.
Did you lose the boner, though?
What?
Did you lose the boner after that? That's the real question.
So, swimsuit comes off, right? Rachel looks at me and says, babe, put that away. Like, you're embarrassing yourself. I'm like, why? Because it's small or because it's hard? And she's like, both. So... It didn't shrink, Ryan. It didn't shrink. I wanted it to shrink. I wanted it to go away. I was like, this is awful. Okay. So we lay down and my wife I hate the sun. So my wife puts me underneath an umbrella. But the problem is the umbrella is next to the walkway that everybody comes in and out. So everybody who's walking in and out walk right by me. I am, if I could tell you that, okay, I thought my penis was going to be the hardest thing that moment. No, my body being stiff as a board like this for about 5-10 minutes. Just so uncomfortable laying there. Meanwhile, I'm watching people frolic and they're talking to other couples. And I'm like, oh my God, if they come up and talk to me, I'm going to vomit. Did they really just get interrupted by? They got interrupted by a Manscaped commercial in chat. That's really funny.
Speaking of hard, while you are hard, make sure you manscape them balls.
And if you're going to the nude beach, make sure you manscape. Someone let me know when we're off of commercial.
Are you serious, Scott?
That's what. Yeah, Jaws just said I just got interrupted by a Manscaped commercial.
If they're in a commercial, why would you say "Let me know" when you're back?
They're back.
Alex, please keep all that. Okay, so they are talking to each other on the beach, and I look at Rachel. I said, if they come and talk to me, I'm going to vomit. I'm going to vomit. Okay, so Adolfo is just walking around, not manscaped, by the way.
Really?
And his wife was not.
He had a ball throw. Oh,
manscaped.
wow.
Yeah, they must have been from Europe.
Must have been.
But they're just walking around. I'm like, guys, can we just all lay down, please? So then I hear something. I hear more talking, and again, now it's, and I'm trying, Chris, I'm trying not to look around. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want. I've already established that I'm the fat, ugly, hairy, bald guy at the beach. I don't want to be now the creeper watching and looking around. So I'm literally trying to look straight up in the air and playing over. So.
Meanwhile, that wasn't a plane. That was Adolfo coming up to talk to you.
So I hear a voice, and I look over, and another couple has called their butler onto the beach to bring them drinks.
That is an alpha move. That is an alpha move.
I'm like, what just happened?
Wow.
Like, you can't like put on your shorts and meet them right outside the fence. Like, you're going to make these guys just hit the beach. And one of them was in training.
I love that. Of course. I love that. Wow.
You're going to hit the... And I'm like, oh, my God. So, literally, I'm there 5 minutes. But a lot happened in that 5 minutes, right? So, the next day, we get a couples massage. And we elected to do it on the beach. They have a little, hut and all that. But we're right next to the fence that borders the nude beach.
They have glory holes there.
So, it's not. I mean, there's cracks in the fence, and you can see the cracks through the cracks. Like, it's not, that difficult. But then it's pretty obvious that you're looking. So I cannot fully enjoy my massage because, one, every 5 minutes there's a plane going over. But two, I hear voices. People are just having conversations on the other side of this fence at the nude beach. And I'm like, do you like these are the same people that talk to you when you're at a urinal? Like,
oh yeah. You just want them to all like Helen Keller, and they're just
yeah. Like, anyway. So it was so much fun. Definitely island time on the air at the resort because like entertainment was supposed to start at a certain time and it never started at that time. I'm trying to like skip through. Hang on one second. Club Mobay. Abby screws up. So we go into the gift shop one day. And before we go into the gift shop, because I'm a Disney shopaholic, right? Before I go to the gift shop, I make a joke, and I'm like, "Hey, babe, do you think they have spirit jerseys here? If they do, I want one. Do you think they'll take our annual pass holder discount?" And she's like, "Okay, no, they don't have spirit jerseys. No, they don't take your annual pass discount." So we walk in. First thing we see, spirit jerseys. They had Jamaica spirit jerseys.
They do.
They did not take my annual pass discount though. Now, Nick, I did order male butlers, and I did not receive said male butlers, both female butlers, Candace and Kish. They were amazing. They were amazing.
Scott thinking in order people is such a Scott thing. So we had a great time. It was the perfect amount of time though, because like when it was day 8, we were ready to leave. We were ready to come home, ready to resume our lives. We had such a great time. Like I said, Nick had us very, very well taken care of. We got everything we want. The butlers were amazing. I mean,
they didn't have Diet Coke.
What's that?
Didn't you drink them out of Kahlua too, or Bailey's?
Bailey's, yeah, Bailey's. Yeah, we drank them out of Bailey's. They were 86 Bailey's. So we recognize that they don't have Diet Coke on the island, which was a little bit disappointing. But I thought at one point I had found Diet Coke on the swim up bar at the private island, and I was telling my butler, I was like, "Oh, I found Diet Coke." She took it upon herself. She had like a whole carafe filled with Diet Coke and brought it to my room. I mean, like, there was one day that we didn't go to lunch, and our butler kind of picked up that we weren't leaving the room. She just brought us lunch.
Wow.
Yeah, like they were really good. They thought of things that we didn't think of. They were.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. How you thought the butler service was, because I experienced it when I went to Sandals in Jamaica last year, but I was only there for 2 nights and I was by myself, so I didn't like fully take advantage of the butler services.
They were good. They were really good. They were really good.
That's awesome. So they just brought you lunch without even asking for it?
Yeah.
Sounds like my wife. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. She has swollen feet now and can't walk much. I don't believe it.
So, two more things, and then we'll move along to Nick's vacation. So actually, three more things. Sorry. So. The kayak people, we got to talk about that. So day 3, day 3, I'm trying to go TikTok live on the mainland and do kind of a tour, do exactly what we do at the parks, where we just kind of walk around. The cell service was not very good, so it didn't last very long. Yeah, I know. I'm used to things not lasting long. And I'm going to the boat, and I hear, "Hey, man, come here." And I'm thinking it's a Sandals employee. So I walk up to the kayak guy, and he goes, "You want to buy some weed?" And I'm like, no. I don't. I was like, I don't smoke. And he's like, oh, you don't smoke, man? No problem. I got you. We got gummies.
Oh.
I'm like,
Say
I'm good.
yes.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, you can't ask him if he's a policia, or policeman. Rachel did call someone a policeman. I was like, babe, that's racist.
Wow.
Come to find out, they want you to say mon. Like, they get a kick out of you saying mon. They're like, don't forget to say mon.
You sound like an Indian, actually. You sound like that's a.
I'm not very
glad-
good at dialects or
no,
accents.
wow, that was
No.
really
Remember the whole
offensive,
improv
actually.
thing. I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, totally
So-
different. But I
So I'm like, all right, dude, no,
I'm.
I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm good. And he's like, oh, well, here, how about some art? Support the art. And he's got like wood carvings with like Jamaican painting on it. And I'm like, no, man, I don't have cash. Like I'm in a bathing suit. I don't have cash. I have my phone and I have the.
He's
the
carrying
gimbal.
his
That's it.
art in a kayak.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what they do.
Wow.
They
That's
stack their
impressive.
art up on the back of the kayak. Yeah,
That's impressive.
Yeah, it's like they're not allowed. Some of them they're allowed to have like their own booth on the island. So I know, like I think your resort or
We did have some booths,
Montego
but-
Bay has like
yeah.
their own booths, but
Not the
they'll,
kayak
they'll,
people.
they'll come up in a kayak. I've
Yeah.
saw them there too. Yeah.
They're not allowed to step foot on the actual land of the resort. They stay in the water. But yes, they're right there. And I'm looking around. I'm like, where's security? Oh, security's right there talking to him. Like they're friends.
Imagine a riptide just taking you away in a kayak and somebody to rescue you in the middle of the ocean with like all of your art. I would love to watch that rescue.
But literally, it's all that you see the kayak people just coming in, and they don't really come to our like the bungalows, but they go to the mainland for sure. So that leads me to how shady some people are. So we're in Club Mo Bay in Jamaica waiting for our flight. And there's a lot of airports, whether it's international or even some of the states, that have smoking areas in the airport. We do not here in Orlando. But I'm thinking, okay, this is Jamaica. They smoke weed wherever the hell they want. They've got to have a smoking area in the airport. So I go up to the guy. I was like, hey, man, do you have a smoking area here? And he's like, hold on, let me see, man. I'm like, okay. So I sit down. I get myself a Red Stripe because that's the only beer they have in Jamaica is Red Stripe. And he goes, okay, come here, man. He goes, but you have to be discreet. I'm like, what? And he's like, okay, I take you somewhere. You hook up my boy when you're done. I'm like, what is happening?
Is this,
So he
wait,
brings
is
me-
this a vacation? Is this a story from Nick's vacation? Or
So he brings me to the restroom. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? If you're
Whoa.
going to do something, make sure
Nick,
there's
you all right?
lube first. And he goes, okay, you go into the third stall. When you're done, you knock on the door. He comes get you. Make sure you take care of him. And I'm like, I'm smoking in the restroom?
What?
Like, this is not a designation. It literally says no smoking on the door.
I love the entrepreneurs in Jamaica.
I know.
This is amazing.
So I'm already there. I can't not smoke at this point. Like,
Right.
they've taken me there. So I go
You have
to
to do
the
it-
third
yeah,
stall.
it's like almost out of respect you have to.
Yeah. I go to the third stall. It's, it's not like partitions. It's a full wall. I knock on the door, and his boy opens the door and sprays me down with air freshener, sprays down the room. There's a kid pissing in the urinal. I'm like, what did I just do? So on my way up, I gave him $1. I tipped him. It was the
Wow.
restroom valet, who literally their only job is to make sure that you're not there smoking.
And
he's like running the smoking.
Just
everyone
$1.
can be bought. Everyone can be bought.
I guess so.
That's amazing.
So the last thing, so when we go to check in, pre-check in for our flight back, for some reason she couldn't check me in, and we're like, well, this is weird. You're you're gonna have to see customer service. So we go up to customer service and like they help me and I get checked in and all that, but they give me like a different ticket that what she has and then we try to upgrade to boarding group A and like that's sold out. So we're on boarding group C. So I'm like, okay, now we're really going to be on the back of the plane. What, Sarah?
We've all
Just,
been there.
You have to be with the mouth breathers again.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it's now time for our flight. Okay. And we go to the terminal and when you walk up to a terminal, you always hear, will passenger so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Please check. Please see the attendant. I hear my name.
Oh no.
I hear my name.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what is this? and they make me stand in a corner with the other people. Now I'm looking around the other people, Chris. I think I was profiled because you have like Mohammed there, you've got Tyrone there, you have me with the last name Maffei, and then you have Jeff Davis, the quota to make sure that like, oh, we didn't just pick ethnic people, we picked white people too.
They saw a French guy and was like, this guy is.
So I had to be double checked by TSA.
Wow.
Like they have the little strips that they rubbed on my skin to make sure I didn't have any like powder on me or anything. It was like they took apart my bag and they took apart my bag and just left it on the table.
Did they grab your
And then
taint?
they're like, okay, you can grab it, but hurry. I'm like, bro, you just made a mess. Like, what are we doing here?
Did they do a little taint grab?
They did.
Yeah.
I was fully violated.
So my license said Christoph for years because New Jersey was running Windows 95. This is not satire. Windows 95, and could only fit. They couldn't fit the ER, so of course I had a Russian name. So it was Christoph Yob. And so I would go, and every time I'd fly, they'd grab the old taint and make sure there was no, I don't know, whatever Russian people usually smuggle into Orlando, Florida. Yeah, been there.
If you need me to check your taint, let me know. I'll do it anytime.
Now, the best part about getting called up by TSA and having to do all this stuff is when I was done, I got to board the plane, and they were still boarding Group A. Oh. So we pretty much sat at the exact middle of the plane again, but Rachel was in C. So luckily, there's this nice old lady sitting at the aisle, and I said, are anybody sitting in those two seats? And she said, no, thank you for asking. I said, great, I'm going to sit here. My wife's going to sit here. Is that okay? She said, yeah. So we got to sit together on the plane, which I don't fly well. And we were in the middle instead of the back of the plane, because if we're in the back of the plane, I would have been miserable.
Why?
Because then I would have been the last one off the plane.
Okay.
So that was my trip. And we had a great time, and I'm happy to be back. And
you know what? You told so many really happy stories. It sounded like you had a great time.
No, we did have a great time. Listen, all the good stuff, like that's the thing, because Rachel was going to come on tonight, but she's super tired. She came back to work, and work like has immediately kicked her ass already. And I said, listen, don't tell, we're not telling the stories about how we fell in love again for the first time and we gazed into each other. Nobody gives a shit about that. Anyway, yeah. I said, the only stories that we need to stop it. The only stories that we need to tell, like, you don't have to say we made love under the stars and, nothing like, nobody cares about that. We have to tell stories that make me look stupid. Those are the stories that we tell on air.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the make love story there's probably something stupid in there too. So I kind of want to hear that part. I mean, I could tell when you were live streaming, just seeing her face, you could just tell she was lighting up with so much joy. And I know how stressed she was going into it, and how much work she's done compared to you sitting there on TikTok every day. So it was really awesome to see her face from it. So
she loved every minute of it. She loved, just jumping off the back dock. And they had this like ring that you could float on in the water, and she freaking loved that. She spent so much time. She got a kick out of swimming underneath the bungalow and waving through the glass. We got some cool pictures of that. Yeah. Cool. And I'm going to I recorded a lot of content there, so I'm going to be making a YouTube video.
Who? Who?
YouTube.
Your editor, Chris, is playing.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
if I
you
give
were.
it to Chris,
I thought
it'll
you
get
said
done,
you were going to make a YouTube video.
I am going to make it. If you do it, it won't get done for like 3 years.
But it will be watchable.
All right, Chris, you've got something for us.
Right?
Right?
I do. I have quite the surprise for everybody. Only I know that this exists. I'm going to switch it over to our main. Look at this transition. Look at that transition. Wow.
So,
go ahead.
Breaking news. Oh.
Do you want me to end this recording segment, or?
I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, I think it's probably fine.
Well, for Alec. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to end it.
Yeah.
40 minutes. No big deal.
I feel like this is going to be way more confusing now, actually.
Why?
Yeah. So, Ryan, I paid someone $5, and they made me like all these transitions. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I said, we're going to be...
And yeah, Ryan, you still don't get paid.
God damn
I would pay Ryan if I was the host.
Listen, I just had to negotiate with the Avilas, and now I'm paying their e-pass bill or Sun Pass or whatever, so that they can get to the parks faster. Chris, whenever you're ready.
I have a very special surprise for everybody, including my esteemed hosts.
Oh.
Do we have to watch it on the YouTube, or are you sharing the
I'm
screen?
sharing it. I'm going to share it. Welcome back. I'm not going to say. I'm just going to listen.
What's happening?
Let me know if you guys can listen. I mean, can hear. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Okay.
Yeah.
That was very
yeah,
loud.
for sure.
There we go.
Are we supposed to see something?
No, just audio.
Okay.
Wow, it is really hard to find non-copyrighted music for this whole new YouTube thing. Also, I'm back, peoples.
What shall it bring when the gentleman rings on travels and tribulations?
Alright, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time. As you might recall, last time I called in, I was chasing down the Thought Patrol. Well, I quite upset the thoughts and the patrol, so I've been on the run for a few months, and some changes have happened since then that I'd like to address. First off, I've been told that I can't use copyrighted music in my segment anymore, which is lovely news for somebody whose entire segment hinged on copyrighted music in the past. Additionally, I'd like to recognize the 1-year anniversary of the Jeopardy game that I made for the No New Friends podcast. Still sitting in the wings, all 5 hours of work that was poured into that. Also, Ryan, I still need your video segment over a year later. Apparently, Scott is now saltier than a meal from Olive Garden now that he goes on to other podcasts' Discords just to roast them when it's their 250th episode. Of course, as painful as it was to read that message, I'm still in better shape than Princess Kate. Hold on, what's that noise? Oh no, it sounds like the Thought Patrol found me. Hold on, what's that? Well, it seems I've been shot, which is not very ideal. That being said, I don't really want to do another recurring storyline where some group is chasing me. So, instead, we're going to have a back to basics starting potentially next week, or who knows when at this point. Time is relative. Anyways, back to basics. Going to try to add some more class and some more knowledge and education to this show. So, I'll talk to you again at some point soon. Why does Chris look like he smells like a drugstore?
Oh, the return of Travels and Tribulations. I'm so excited. Oh, yay. Make sure you send that to Alex.
Right, I will.
That was great. Thank you so much. Sophisticated gentlemen. I'm so excited. I know. Darren, that is my son's favorite thing. And he said, you got to get it back. You got to get it back. So I'm so happy. That was a nice surprise.
Yeah. He sent it to me
Awesome.
like
Yeah.
an hour or two ago, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna send these to you from now on, so you can just surprise everybody with the segments." That's a great idea. I love that idea.
love that.
Yeah.
I like
love
it.
that.
I miss him.
Yep. So, Nick, how was your vacation?
Actually, before we talk about my vacation, Sarah, you have some breaking news that just came in over the chat, and I feel like it needs discussed.
Oh no, what?
Wendy's.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was commenting on the face that I made, and it turns out that the Wendy's down the street from us is out of French fries.
That's
What world
It's an
is
all-new
Wendy's out
low.
of French fries? Honestly, it's not even for
That's-
me because my husband, look, he went and got me Subway. Okay, so it's not even for
Aw.
me.
I think it's divorceable actually.
To get Subway?
What?
Wendy's is out of
turned down
fries, so you
Wendy's?
get so he gets to use Subway.
Okay, first of all,
Is he calling you fat?
hate Wendy's. We've had this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
the
where
mushroom's fault.
That's where I
So-
was confused about too. I'm like, you're getting Wendy's.
So
I
wait,
don't
wait,
eat
but
Wendy's.
okay, but what I'm trying to understand is like you go from Wendy's fast food, burgers, chicken nuggets, fries to like Subway.
No. Okay,
You wanna
so
eat fresh tonight?
on Wednesday night, Lewis
It's Wawa
gets himself Wendy's. That's after school when we pick up the girls. But I appreciate you knowing that.
Jesus,
fact.
you guys just eat like
All
gas
day.
station food and fast
Yeah,
food every night?
I had Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast.
Oh,
and
so did
then
I actually.
had-
What'd you get? What'd you
Actually,
get? Order.
I
Let me
had
hear.
Dunkin'
Roll call.
Donuts, too.
Roll call. What'd you guys get? I got 2 turkey sausage, egg, and cheese wake-up wraps and a medium Dunkin' Midnight with cream. And 8 in Dunkin' Donuts. Watching your stream,
egg and
Sarah.
Was it Nick's
cheese
cream?
croissant with extra cheese. Hash
Cheese
browns.
croissant.
Egg and cheese.
Oh, egg and cheese. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
forgot
want
your-
that.
Different, and I was like, oh, they have something new. It's a churro donut.
Oh
It is
yeah.
it is awful.
Okay.
It's
Will not.
good.
Will not be trying
Do
that.
not- do
Would
not
not be
recommend.
trying
But
that.
I did have the churro coffee though. It was pretty good.
The empanada.
Oh, it was
the-
really good
you-
until it was gone.
You have the Dunkin' empanadas down there.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
good stuff.
But I have
Good
a
stuff.
Puerto Rican husband, so I'm not going to order.
Yeah, you can't. It's
empanadas
disrespectful.
from
Dunkin' Donuts. It's
Yeah, it was pretty
disrespectful.
awful.
But anyway, carry on.
so he
So why
goes to
are you picking
Wendy's.
Subway? Why are you picking Subway,
so
Sarah?
he is because I like Subway.
So you
do you-
wanted
what's-
Subway?
Are you
I want Subway.
are you a sweet chicken teriyaki girl?
And this is no, I'm a Baja Chipotle girl on my
Okay.
turkey sub. Also, I have this. It's coupons just in case anybody can't see them. And I actually, Lewis was like, "Are you gonna get your Subway tonight?" And I said, "Yeah." Before you leave and before I order it, there's a coupon page over there that I need you to get me. So I have to
That
use my
is so
coupons.
funny.
So
Yeah,
what was
so-
the mad face for?
For his sake, because they don't have French fries. He had to order a
It's-
potato instead of French fries, and like that's not the form of starch he wanted. Okay.
Their potatoes
So I
are pretty
feel
good
bad.
sometimes. So
Yeah, but that's not what my man wanted, so I'm upset for him.
Oh my god. Okay.
I would go to the
anyways.
end of the earth to get him French fries if he wanted me to. But I'm sitting here doing the podcast, so
Sarah,
he
that's a
can eat his
little
own French fries.
Sarah, that's a little
Now here's my
excessive,
mad
actually.
face.
Why?
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 Yeah, why is it insensitive?
No.
insensitive?
I said it's a little excessive. I mean, come on. End of
Excessive.
the earth for
Oh.
fries. I mean, come on.
Well,
stop being
that's
so
why
perfect.
I have a perfect
She'll go to the end of
relationship.
the
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Stop being so
Yeah,
perfect.
I say maybe we shouldn't judge her because of her amazing.
Alex,
relationship.
cut the go to the end of the earth to get the fries because my wife is pregnant and I still wouldn't go to the end of the earth. That's dangerous. That's very
Which is why
dangerous.
Sarah gets laid
I'll-
whenever
I'll
she
bring
wants, and
French
we
fries.
don't.
Thank
I'll
you,
bring
Sarah.
French fries to New Jersey for Emily.
That's
fine.
dangerous. I can't do
Well.
that. I have to be here for my
You
daughter.
gotta appreciate the fact that she's, growing a human right now.
I do.
Well, she wants French fries. You gotta get her French fries, Chris.
It's not good for the baby.
All right, all right. Enough about you guys. Back to me. Move out of the way. I'm gay.
Hold on.
Oh, it's so homophobic.
Oh my god.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Real quick, remember that guy would do a song for the gays but not for the Jews? People forget that.
I know that's what
People
we
forget
do.
that.
I had to switch jingle writers.
Yeah, people forget that.
Assholes. So I just got back from my cruise, which I left literally the same day that Scott was leaving, and I was actually trying to get on an earlier flight to get because my layover was in Orlando, and I was trying to
I
get
know,
on
I was-
an earlier flight. It would have been so awesome.
What was his
We
name?
were just like met up at the airport.
I was trying to take a picture of where I was and send it to you, so that maybe we could take a picture at the same place, just in different times, and then
Yeah.
Chris could
Oh,
Photoshop
wow.
it together.
Aw, that would have been perfect.
I could have photoshopped anything. You didn't have to be
I
anywhere.
was there
at the
for
same
like
time.
4
Could've just-
hours, so
Yeah,
Which-
so were we. Not in a VIP lounge.
they have a Chipotle in there, which I'm not mad about.
Yeah, because
Well,
you,
yes,
you know. Well, are
But-
you allowed to eat
oh.
that before a trip like that?
Listen, so that's part of my story too. Is, I need remind me to talk about that. So I flew to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and that's where my cruise left from, and it actually ended in Miami. So this one was a
Same thing.
Miami.
Not.
What?
He's getting Puerto Rico mixed up with Cuba. It's okay. It's a white thing. It's a white
Same
thing.
Sorry, just saw Joel's comment.
Just let him go.
My cruise was a little bit different this time. Usually I do most of the cruises are round trip where you start in one spot and end in the same spot. So this one was a repositioning. So we started in San Juan. So I actually flew in 2 days before.
It's funny that a gay cruise was a repositioning cruise.
It wasn't a gay cruise.
Yeah, what are you talking about, homophobic, Scott?
There's just
What,
a
just
lot of
because
gays on my
just
cruise.
because Nick goes on a cruise means it's a gay cruise?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I made
a
the
lot of gays on the cruise.
I made the cruise really gay.
We didn't mistake in your vacation for like a clan hotspot. Like, oh, they must be having a convention down there.
And scene. Do we have? Are you back, Scott? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
His hood almost fell off. He was laughing so hard on that one. Abby, the clan is no.
Oh, we're cut off.
Abby picked a great
I know.
episode to watch this on YouTube.
This is one that gets us canceled.
She's gonna learn today.
Anyways, it was not a gay cruise. What's the funny thing is the cruise that got off before us, figuratively and literally, was actually a gay cruise. It was a
So wait, it's okay for you to say it was a gay cruise, but when I say it's a gay cruise, I
no,
can't.
that one was legit.
No, it
a
was
gay cruise.
before Scott. Oh my god. Just
That one was literally a gay cruise. It was a chartered cruise by Atlantis Cruises, which is a gay owned and operated company that puts on gay cruises. So their
So
cruise
if you're
was
straight, you're not allowed to go on.
the gays
mean,
don't hate the straights like
Yeah.
it does. It's not
not
like
the
that.
same.
No.
we hate half the straights.
Yeah. The gays hate the lesbians.
Yes.
Come on, we've learned this in Q and Gay.
This was in Gay 101.
Come on, Scott.
I'm teaching you Gay 102 now, which is there's a company, and I think I've talked about it before.
Oasis.
They did the Oasis
Right.
cruise ship a few years ago during COVID.
I've been there.
And it's called Atlantis. They put on like 5 different gay cruises per year. And literally it was a chartered ship. They have DJs that come on from all around the world. They have porn stars that come on. We heard a lot of stories from the crew.
Johnny Sins
Oh,
there.
really?
They end up turning a couple of the bars into clothing optional lounges.
That is insane. Wow, I'm never sitting in a
So
in a bar on a cruise again.
we get on the ship, and like all the gays that are getting on, like we all knew that the gay cruise was actually finishing. The cruise, and so they were finishing as we were getting on. And we were
And
like,
getting off.
I hope this cruise is. I'm okay if the cruise is delayed. That means they're spending a lot of time cleaning. So I'm hoping there's some cleaning happening. I get on the ship and go straight to my cabin, and my friends go to their cabin.
Do you go
which is next
straight to
door.
anything, Nick?
You went gay to your cabin.
You
Gaily
get it.
forward,
You go,
as we say. My friends in their cabin, it was perfectly clean until they looked up and they saw some handprints.
no, on the
ceiling.
ceiling.
So
Sarah's like, yeah, you just do this. You arch your back.
exactly.
What did the
Which
Andre
I'm
the
like-
Giant have the room before you?
I'm like, good for that. Well,
Just kidding, he's dead.
Chris, you're just not tall enough to reach the ceiling. Even on a cruise ship. And you know those cruise ship ceilings are very low anyway. But I feel
Right.
like Chris, you
Not
still
to
can
me.
touch it
Come
while
on.
you're-
What are you talking about? Pretty
feel like a
average
giant.
ceilings. I can touch it if I jump.
So those people had fun in their cabin.
Wow, handprints. What color were the handprints? Was it dirt or was it like paint or something
Lube.
fun?
Lube.
Lube.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because that stuff does not wash off very well.
I think Sarah's got questions.
It kind of, but like, isn't lube clear most of the time?
Yeah, but you can still see the imprints.
No, the
And the
gays have glitter lube. That's what
Yeah,
it's-
we have special glue. That's what turns the
Picturing
straights.
white walls and like clear
Yeah.
lube, and how do you see it? But you know what? I trust you.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nick has that special vision thing.
we can see. So yeah, so we knew that was happening, but as we were getting on the ship, we also didn't think there would be very many other gays on our cruise because all 2,000 gays.
Right, they
'cause
just
there's only
vacationed.
there's only
Yeah.
2,000 in the world.
Right.
All of them just got off that cruise ship. So we're like, there's gonna be no gays on there. So there's gonna be a lot of straight people. There was in fact a ton of gays on our sailing. Usually we meet maybe like 10 to 20 other gay guys. Like other cruises have the Friends of Dorothy or the or the LGBT parties.
Right.
This one there was probably about 300.
Wow, good for you. You had a hell of a time.
Yeah, so I didn't have Chipotle at the airport. Back to that story. And I was just telling Sean, I'm like, I don't feel like Sean wasn't on there with me, unfortunately, but I told him as we're getting on the ship, I'm like, I don't feel like bottoming anymore on a cruise because it's just too much work. I like to eat. There's tons of delicious food. I had Mexican food the very first
Oh, I
night.
thought this was all an innuendo for a second.
I had some fun on the ship. Let's just say that. So, yeah, there was a lot of gays, and I found a few of them in my cabin. Don't know how they got there.
They were conveniently just there.
Conveniently hanging out in my cabin. So one thing led to another, and we made our own little nude beach there. So
Oh, wow.
You
Wow.
made your own nude beach?
kind of, yeah.
Did the other people know that it was going to be a nude beach?
I mean, they're gay, so
Oh, so it was
everybody
fine.
What do you think? You're just going to have some
everybody just gets
beers and watch football?
No, we
Wait,
we had-
okay, hold on. Now I've got more
oh,
questions.
oh, God.
Okay,
This
at
is
a gay
gonna-
nude beach, do half of the guys like set up do they play gay nude football?
volleyball.
Volleyball. So but they will play nude volleyball.
Yeah.
Wow. Is your favorite movie Top Gun by any chance? Like 5 minutes of Top Gun.
Yeah, they play volleyball, frisbee, the usual.
Hacky sack, probably.
Place with sword fights.
Sword fights. We love defense. The only time we ever
You
like
know
Star
what? That
Wars.
would be fun. Like if
Sword
if-
fights?
Yeah, if I was gay for like 24
Oh,
hours, that's
okay, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
something that I would do is get into a sword fight.
I think it sounds very painful. And it could result in an injury.
Well,
Especially if you're fencing Adolfo.
Oh yeah, Adolfo would penetrate. Wait,
Sign me
would
up for
have. Anyway, there's nowhere I can go with that it won't turn into something else. Nick, the nude gay beach.
Oh, there was a nude gay beach? No, there wasn't. It was
He
that
made
was-
the nude gay beach. That's how we started talking about
my
it.
It was,
Gosh.
that was more of a joke, Scott. That went over your head. Clearly, I was having sexual
Nothing went over,
intercourse
yes.
in my cabin, so we were
Yeah,
naked.
yeah. Nothing went
because
over Nick's head.
Most people get naked in there, but
Wait, my wife tells me we have to keep our clothes on. I'm so confused.
most people, I'm sure.
So
Sarah and
wait,
Chris
there
all
was
know
no
this.
nude beach.
So
Oh my God.
What had happened was, as the cruise went on, the gays all started flocking together and basically taking over this entire cruise ship.
Right.
So
Flocking
really
or...
flock.
Oh, I thought you misspoke.
F-L-O-C-K,
Gotcha.
yeah.
So then it was a gay cruise.
So it turned out to be mostly gay. We
Perfect.
kind of became known as the gays are taking over because we would take over literally half of the pool. So in the afternoon, the DJ's playing, and we didn't like the music the DJ played, so they would start playing Gaga and
Oh, that's amazing.
and everything.
It's like a Republican's
Cher.
worst nightmare, Nick.
Yeah. So I feel like some people probably are scared away from Virgin Voyages now because of us, and I'm very proud of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the speedos were out. There was tons of speedos, which usually on a cruise, like I might be the only one in a speedo, or like another guy. Literally half the pool was.
Wow.
I want to go to a gay party so bad with you. Like, they look so much fun.
And that's the thing. So
The decor,
I-
first of all, the decor is amazing. Always. The
clearly.
dressing. Oh my God.
we had some amazing costumes on there. So before the cruise, most cruises, somebody out there in the world usually makes up a Facebook page where everybody that's on the same sailing can kind of join the group ahead of time and
Nice.
just chat with each other. It's really nice with Disney cruises because you can make friends and have the kids make friends. On Virgin, we actually had over 500 people
Wait.
Wow.
join our Facebook page.
So Disney encourages meeting strangers over the internet?
Disney does not encourage that. The internet does. It's made by people, so it's just made by customers, travel agents.
Yeah, Scott's gonna just
stuff
start
like
joining random crews.
that. Little kids. So we had over 500 people in our Facebook page before the sailing.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
so
How many
we-
people fit on this ship? Do you know?
So
How many
our
seamen?
There's 2,700 seamen that is capacity.
Wow.
We
So
only,
you had a
we only
big
had
percentage.
1,800 people on our sailing.
Wow. So you had like almost a third of the
Yeah.
seamen.
So we had a lot of people in our Facebook group. So we all met up ahead of time at Senor Frogs in San Juan.
Nice. I heard that place is really good for tourists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what it was. It was very overpriced and very weak drinks. So we had a bunch of the gays were on there already, maybe like 30 of us. Once we got on the ship, the gays started multiplying. Oh. And I
Or
don't know
maybe
if we
more
were,
people were coming out of the closet.
I think we just converted people one at a time. So that's why my cabin was full, is I was just keeping people entertained and turning them to the dark side.
He was taking like the holy water, but it wasn't water.
yeah.
Sounds like nothing of you was full at any point of this cruise, Nick. Except for maybe your stomach and your colon.
Yes. So I decided to throw together an LGBT meetup party. And I did it on our last sailing, but the last time I did it, and we only had maybe 20 people there. This time we had about 100 people show up.
Wow.
Wow.
We literally took over this entire bar. The crew actually came
Wow.
out that were off the clock because they heard about this pride
That's
party.
amazing. You organized this?
So I organized it. We had
Wow.
the DJ out there. She was playing some fun songs. I post a picture, I think, on my social media too. But we had, like I said, probably over 100 people show up to it. There was LGBT, the whole community came out. There's allies there supporting us as well too, wearing their rainbow gear. So it was really awesome to see that support from the customers on the ship enjoying their vacation, the crew. And
That's
everything
cool.
else, so.
Was there anybody there that had no idea what was going on? Like, what the hell is going on?
Probably. Yeah. So
Is this one of those shows? Is this a show?
Well,
What is going on?
if you haven't seen Jennifer Coolidge in White Lotus,
I have not.
She made a really awesome comment, basically because she's like, these damn gays are trying to kill me. And that was kind of our motto of the week, is the damn gays are trying to take over the ship. So then we ran into, that same night, a gay couple that was getting married on the ship.
Oh.
They had 40 friends come in from Seattle, Washington to see them get married on the ship. So
Wow.
that's another 40
dedication.
gay guys now too. So I think we're up to like 70 or 200, or I lost count, but it was a really great time. Everybody was just super friendly and excited to meet each other, hang out with our wings out. And then we met another gay guy. His name is Paris. I'm gonna let you guys picture Paris. He has blue hair.
Okay.
He was wearing a caftan.
A what?
Cool. A
what?
caftan. A caftan. A caftan is like a nice flowy robe.
Oh.
Very
Like
thin,
Liberace?
like very thin material. Yeah, just super
That's-
gay, basically.
Oh,
Basically
okay.
just
Oh, I
super
can picture
gay.
this, like the long flowing hair with this long thing, the very thin, that's tied up with the leopard print speedo
Yes.
underneath. His
Yep.
skin is all like shiny from the
Okay, you're
the
taking it too
lotion
far,
or whatever.
Scott. Yeah, you're taking it
The
too
lube
far.
or the yeah, I know. Scotch picks are just a little too much.
Were you on this
Scott,
cruise, Scott?
Yeah. Are you at the nude beach?
Scott's
again,
like, I'll
Scott?
be at the next one. That's for
Do you
damn
have an
sure.
erection right now? Can we have an erection check on Scott right now?
I can't do that on YouTube.
So we meet him, and he tells everybody that he has the massive suite, which is the biggest suite on the ship, and it's one that Sean and I had last year. And he's like, I want to host a pride party up there one day. So I got invited. I didn't go because
Why?
I felt like it was just going to be a hot mess.
I know that sounds.
And
it's probably what you
was.
want, right?
Yeah, I know. I probably should have went, because we started a group chat.
Content.
I should have went for content. I have the content in my phone. So one of the gays started a group chat on WhatsApp So digging deeper into this, there's a WhatsApp chat called Friends of Ursula, and all the gays are in it, and one girl.
Is that a pimp thing?
So I don't know. I joined it. There's great pictures
me
that
know.
I saw. He had this party up there, and apparently it became clothing optional. On an up.
Sounds like a
balcony.
scene in Rocket Man.
Yeah. And this balcony can fit, as Sean knows, it can fit a lot of people. So there's probably 50 to 100 people in there. Apparently, Paris, if you're listening, got a little rowdy, and they drank all the champagne.
Like on the ship?
He sent a... Let me get you the exact numbers that he sent in this group chat of how much champagne they went through in 1 week.
Oh, please.
Let's play a guessing game. What do you guys think?
Bottles? We're talking bottles?
Talking bottles.
In the room. I'd say, let's go conservative, 43 and a half.
Okay.
Way more than that.
I don't
I'm going
know.
to say about 500 bottles.
I'm not a champagne guy. You
Sarah?
just read that from chat, Scott.
I don't know. I'm gonna go right in the middle. Say 264.
And do we know how much the price of a bottle of champagne is, Nick?
I don't. What it sells
$7
sells for on the
and change. If
Yeah.
you get the cheap
What
stuff, in
yeah.
case you're
I'm sorry,
What
on a
is-
cruise ship.
So this is Moet and Chandon.
Okay.
What
What'd you
they
call
sell
me?
it for on the bless you.
What about the schlong?
What they sell it for on the ship is $105 for a bottle.
Okay, 105. I'm pressing times.
This is a 750 milliliter bottle.
Okay, and what is the answer?
The answer is 93.
93. So that would be
But-
almost okay.
But they also had 65 375 milliliter bottles.
Oh, so you're talking well over $10,000. Because it was $10,000 in just
He
the
didn't do the math on
750
that part. He
milliliters.
did the math on how many gallons. In the screen text. There's 26.65 gallons. So basically 50 glasses of champagne per day.
That's an impressive amount of champagne.
Yeah.
That is an impressive amount.
applaud him.
rock stars.
I'll tell you what, about 27% of that was probably squirted, right? Like you just squirt the champagne.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Is that what it is?
shot
No,
it.
that doesn't sound right. You don't squirt it. What do you
You-
do? Splooge it?
When you
What do
like shake it and
You shake
More of
the
a spray. I
spray.
think.
Spray. Thank you.
Spray.
Alex, cut that.
But-
Alex,
I
cut
thought
that.
you were talking about
No,
something
no,
else,
no.
like
I just
golden
didn't know what else to
shower or
say.
something. I'm like,
No.
I'm sure that happened too.
the splooge and the splurge. And
So
the,
a percentage of that is sprayed, is not consumed, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I'm
sprayed
su-
and consumed.
I'm sure
I don't
there's a
know.
lot
Alcohol
of that.
abuse.
Yeah. So I missed out on these parties. that
Oh,
he
man.
Apparently through, but I heard there was a lot of drama happening, and I'm glad I stayed away from all that.
I feel like gay drama could be
a lot of
like a
fun.
World War III,
It's-
actually.
there was starting to get to be, and I kind of called it with my friend Anthony. I'm like, there's going to be drama at the end of this cruise, because usually when the gays get together, there starts to be cliques that get formed.
Yeah,
And
I could see
expected,
that.
Like I expected throughout the week there to just be cliques, and there really wasn't any cliques that formed, which was very surprising. Like I picture it to be like Mean Girls, basically. The only thing that happened at the end was this one super duper gay guy that's basically just kind of pulled a Scott almost, and he looked at a picture of.
He said the N-word.
Paris's- Close. There was a picture. There was a picture of the group up on this balcony in Paris's cabin, and there was a large black woman in the picture.
Oh,
And he made a comment saying that the black woman looked like Bob the drag queen, which is a drag queen. And there was some very gay drama happening in this group chat. Getting a little pissed off. about
So, Nick, correct me if
somebody
I'm
calling a
wrong.
Black woman a drag queen.
the end of this cruise, I feel like would be like an episode of The Real Housewives of such and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me know the next one you're going on.
Yeah.
I'm very interested.
Stay tuned.
I'm very interested. I will leave my infant daughter and wife to go on said cruise.
I don't understand the comparison that was made to something I would do.
Oh, just racism.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just
You
racism.
would look at the picture and think you would.
Oh yeah,
thought
it's
it was
it's
a
Bob the
drag
drag queen.
too.
Yep, Bob the drag queen. Yeah, Yeah, we've spoken on the phone. You've said this person looked like Bob the Drag Queen in the past, actually. It was very accurate, Nick.
Scott hates us right now. So yeah, that was my cruise. I had a really great time. I met so many great new friends out of it too. Not just the gays. I was making friends with everybody on the ship. Because this Facebook group that I started, I felt like I helped create an extra magical vacation for everybody. I felt like a celebrity on the ship. Every time people saw me,
That's so cool.
They knew
That's
my
really
name. So it was really awesome to see so many amazing people, and everybody just loved their vacation and said it was the best one they've ever had. So it was cool for me to feel that even though I didn't book their trips, I helped create it through this Facebook group and the party that I threw too.
Now, before we move on here, Scott, are we doing After Dark tonight? I feel like we do at least a 30-minute episode of After Dark if you're down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Nick, if you would, my whole vision for After Dark tonight would be diving more into your cruise. Would you be willing to do that? I feel like this is a really cool moment for you because there were so many people in the LGBTQ community there. I feel like we could dive more into that. So I want to promote that if we are going to do that. That's
that'd
good.
be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to hear more about Nick's cruise, head over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, No New Friends Podcast, where we are streaming No New Friends After Dark exclusively for now, and you cannot listen to it on any podcasting platform. It is streamed exclusively on YouTube, where we are going to go more into the nitty-gritty, if you will, of Nick's vacation, which I'm really excited to dive into. Okay.
Sorry, I just need to do something real quick.
No, I think that's good.
Okay. Are you guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
Yeah.
It's back.
It's back.
All right, give me a second. I have to transition the screen so we don't get all messed up.
Ending segment 2.
Where's the screen at? Oh, here it is. I have to go back to our main thing, so when you share the screen, it doesn't get all messed up. That's the only thing I have to change on OBS moving forward is the aspect ratios of the videos. So I'll figure it out. Everything I said probably is like Chinese to Scott. He has no idea what I'm talking about.
Now, I'm sorry. I'm looking for the After Dark. We'll keep going. I'll find it. I'll find it in between. Because I had an After Dark intro made right as we ended it.
Why did you need that right now?
I don't need it right now.
Oh. I was just curious. I thought you were doing something right. I thought you were cooking. I thought you were up to something.
No.
Oh. I was going to let Scott cook. Hashtag let Scott cook. Hey, Dane wasn't here tonight. Speaking about slang of teenagers. I cannot wait for Dane's 21st birthday.
I can. The stuff won't be funny anymore.
All right, be right back.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Alex. I started recording too early. So what did he do? Did he just leave us on the YouTube? Hi, YouTube. He's going to be right back. Okay, where did I put... Is that it? 11:23? That is it.
I just posted. I took a picture of me podcasting and put it in my Friends of Ursula group chat.
Oh,
I
awesome.
was like talking about you guys. Now, how many people are in here now? We have 45 people in this group chat.
Chris will be right back. He just has to... I don't know what he's doing, honestly. Oh, well, I'm going to have to make another intro, damn it.
I looked down at my phone and I saw Chris, get up. I'll give you $1. Have I
Is
told
that
you?
why you got up?
I'm assuming Darren.
I'll tell you what. Darren did tell me to get up because he loves the me getting up bit, but I did have to pee.
All right. Here we go. Jersey man, Florida man.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey man versus Florida man.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us 2 news stories. One is from New Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan coming to you from the No New Friends newsroom located this week. You know, I'm just at work because I just finished the April Fool's episode of No New Friends, and there is a lot to unpack in that episode. So I think we need to get into it. But before we get too far into the weeds, as Chris would put it in every damn episode, I just want to wish everybody a happy Easter. And for Sarah, a happy day that your people were proven wrong. Well, for starters on the episode, Darren shows up out of the blue. He really has a knack for showing up unexpected, doesn't he? Because we know how Scott felt 23 years ago. I'm not saying that you were a mistake, Darren. I'm just saying you should probably count your lucky stars that Plan B wasn't a thing back then. And then after that, Scott proves that he's more oblivious than boat drivers in Baltimore when he doesn't know Darren's favorite band, even though Darren's wearing the t-shirt of his favorite band. And no, Scott, that boat driver wasn't a woman or Asian. Stop asking me that. We learned, to nobody's surprise, that as a teen, Scott was possessed by the devil and had to be exorcised. Well, by the looks of him, that was the last time Scott ever exercised. Scott talked about the plays that he was in for his church when he was younger. He said he was on Fiddler on the Roof, which is funny because now he's in his mid-40s and he's known as the diddler in the park. And then you guys had a weird conversation about cannibalism and wanted to know what part of the body you would eat and how you would prepare it. Nick's over there eating a cream cheese-filled dong. I'd join you, Nick, but I have a nut allergy. And nobody said they would prepare the human flame broiled? Well, maybe that'd trigger Sarah too much. Speaking of Sarah, you guys bring up cannibalism, and she immediately starts Googling recipes. It's a little alarming. Scott talked about Darren deep-throating a pretzel like he had no gag reflex. We already had a host that had no gag reflex. It didn't end well. And then, of course, Scott had to talk about his vacation coming up. You know, Nick texted me afterwards and said that Scott was upset that he couldn't book him for Dan Schneider's Island. I guess they closed this island that Scott used to like to go to. He used to hang out with this guy named Steve. He said Steve is the only person that was less mobile than Chris Yob. He said he had a soothing voice, though. Anyways, enough about all that. Let's get into this week's Florida Man and Jersey Man. No. And for our first story, a man faces over 100 accounts of illegal gambling. And for our second story, a man sets the world record for running a marathon as a double amputee.
There's hope for you, Chris. All right, Sarah, what do you think?
Gambling Florida. Because there's not
Okay.
a whole lot of gambling around here, is there?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, gambling Florida because nothing is illegal in New Jersey.
Right. Nick?
I'm gonna go the same thing. I feel like the running man's New Jersey.
Yeah, we have a foursome going on because in Jersey, gambling's legal. So, and it's not legal here in Florida. So, gambling Florida, double amputee, New Jersey. Let's find out the answers.
So our first story is from Florida, where a 57-year-old man is pleading not guilty to over 100 charges accusing him of running an illegal gambling operation. He's being charged with money laundering an amount over $100,000. You know, they just recently legalized sport betting here in North Carolina. You know, I keep on betting on the Nationals to beat the Globetrotters, but it never pans out. I thought they were due. Anyways, that means our second story is from New Jersey, where a 31-year-old sets the world record for a double amputee half marathon. He ran the half marathon in 1 hour and 17 minutes. That sounds really difficult. That's more difficult than finding a good bagel in Germany after the year 1941. You did it to yourselves, Germany. And in other news, in St. Louis, a SWAT team raids an innocent family's house over a stolen AirPods that were dropped on the street. The police are tracking the AirPods, trying to find a car thief. Later, after SWAT had raided the house, they found that the AirPods had been ditched on the street. The man said he was embarrassed in front of his neighbors and also had this to say.
My children don't even want to walk up and down the street because we were humiliated.
What do you guys think? You think he should be humiliated? I think the police are the ones who should be humiliated. Anyways, that's it for me this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
I don't think anyone should be humiliated. I think it should be they, them, humiliated. Right, Scott? Be
They,
inclusive
them
on the
humiliated,
New
yes,
Friends
exactly.
podcast. Yes.
Speaking of being humiliated, wow. Chris, you just dropped a bunch of money.
I
this
did.
week.
I did.
What happened?
I did. So I bought a very expensive security system for my house. Last week, picture it. Late March 2024, South Jersey. I come home into my driveway. No one's home. I went out to go work for a couple hours. By that I mean I went to Walmart, really. Nothing too crazy. Come home from a hard day's work, and my trash can, which is usually located on the side of my house, is now at the bottom of my driveway on the grass. Not by the curb, on the bottom. So, like, someone was on the side of my house and took my trash can, drug it down there. Some guy, I have the heebie-jeebies now. I have the heebie-jeebies because someone was on the side of my house and my Ring camera didn't pick it up. So
Are you that much of a slob that a trash can being at the end of the driveway kind of heebie-jeebies you
What does that have to do with us being a slob, Scott?
Because you never take the trash out.
No, listen, two things can be correct. I can be a slob, and I could also give you the heebie-jeebies for being down there. They are not related. They are not related. But, like, why was someone on the side of my house? Okay, so I go across the street to a guy doing concrete work. And I was like, hey, man, you know, he's missing 7 teeth. I was like, you look like someone who would tell the truth. Did you see anybody on the side of my house? My trash can's at the bottom of, you know, my property there, and it's not trash day. She's like, no, man, I've never. Okay, thank you. And I just went back to my house.
So you live across the street from a mountain person.
He was employed by my neighbor. I asked him, I said, do you live here or you're just working here? I don't know what he said. I'd tell you, but I have no idea what he said. So he could have seen something. I honestly, to this day, have no idea if he saw anything or not. I just was not going to trap myself in that situation. So I come back, and then the trash. So I pull the trash can back up to the side of the house. On the side of the house, there's an entrance to the house. So I was like, let me just, you know, make sure this is locked. It's not. It's unlocked. You know, I'm not going to point any fingers, but this is Emily's office. This is like, you know, it is her responsibility to lock this door. But I'm not going to point any fingers, but, like, you know, I'm going to call a spade here. No. Why would I? It's her space. I respect her space. Not anymore. Anyway, so what would any rational thinking person do? Like, okay, so guys, picture it. You come home, your trash can is randomly pulled to the front of your lawn. This is in the middle of the day. So that's like some psychopath is now invading your property.
Taking out the trash in the middle of the day.
What do you mean taking out the trash? My trash can was just the trash can was just pulled from the side of my house to the front of my lawn. What were they doing? We'll get to that later. So I pull it up, door's unlocked, can't talk to Emily, she's at work, so I'm like, okay, I have to assume someone's in my house, right? You have to assume that somebody's in your house. What would you like?
Because they moved the trash can from the side of the house to the
moving
front.
the trash can is besides the point. That somebody was loitering on the side of my house, took my personal property, and just didn't even break the. Like, I have no idea at this point what they're doing, but I know they're messing with me, Scott. I know they're. So what would Sarah? What would you do? What would you do?
Panic.
Thank you, Nick.
I'm entirely with you, Chris.
Okay.
I'd be looking around.
Weird, right? Weird. So what do I do? I'm like, okay, I've watched tons of movies. I say, Siri, play Fleetwood Mac at max level. So all of a sudden I was like, if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. So I play The Chain as loud as I can so they couldn't hear the footsteps. Go into my kitchen, grab a kitchen knife. Go ahead, Nick. Question?
That's like a really smart idea, and I'm like,
thank you.
Just very impressed about that.
Yeah, I watch a lot of Blacklist. So I grab the kitchen knife. I let my dog out first of all because I don't want her to see what I'm about to do. Like she is young. She's 5 years old. She cannot see what I'm about. The crimes that I'm about to commit. It's not really a crime if they're in your house, but anyway. So I take the kitchen knife. And I literally went into every room, and I open the door a little bit, and I kick it. Go ahead.
I can see you kicking it. I can see you kicking it, and then you're not gonna be able to see this on a podcast, but on YouTube. And then I'm going,
I was holding it I was holding it tactfully. Like I played a lot of Call of Duty.
Were
I
you
know how to
holding it
hold
like
it.
you're like cutting a steak or like gonna like?
No, I transitioned from each room. Some rooms I had like Jason Voorhees. Other rooms kind of like surprise. Like it was like very like every room was different. Cause like, what if someone's filming? What if I'm on the Truman Show? I think about that a lot. Like, what if my life is a movie? So I have to look at least a little. Like, I have to act. So, and you know what? The worst part about this is, I wish this was satire. I wish this was all satire. I wish it was satire that I checked every room with a knife. I wish it was also satire that I sometimes think I might be the Truman Show. But all of this is actually real. So that's why I never walk around my house naked, because I have no idea if I'm being filmed and broadcasted to the world, and I'm in a dome. My neighbors are very NPC-ish. Like they may be part of the project. So anyway, I'm clearing every room, and then I'm like, I gotta check the attic now, because all I could think about was that damn roof guy that came by a couple weeks ago. I'm like, what if he is here for revenge? Because I blocked the number when they called me 6 times the next day.
So he's going to take revenge by taking your trash out.
I don't know. Maybe it was to send a message, Scott. I don't know. I have no idea. So, turn off Fleetwood Mac. Everything. The coast is clear. I have a family to protect now. Listen.
Could they be in the crawl space?
Checked it, man. I dug up my floorboards to check it out. I started taking apart my bathroom.
I was saying, you saw that hole in the wall that you can like peek it in there. I climbed in there.
I checked every closet, every nook and cranny of this place. So anyway, everything was fine. Carefully put the kitchen knife back. And I did research for at least an hour on security cameras.
Oh, I thought research on who would mysteriously move my trash can to the...
No, that's a mystery. There's no Ask Jeeves can't answer that, Scott. That's it. Why is someone messing with my trash can? So I come in, spend $300 on security cameras, and then Emily finally's done work, and I was like, I could have died today. Where were you? And so I call her.
To protect me?
I called her. I was like, listen. And I explained the situation to her. She said, "Oh, I must not have locked that door. That was me." It's like, okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I said, she goes, was there anything in the trash can? I said, no, it was completely empty. She goes, we just emptied like all of the trash yesterday into that trash can. I was like, oh wow, that's a really good point. And then now I'm like really freaked out. I was like, who is stealing our trash? and leaving the trash can to send the message like, I took your trash, bitch. So
I feel like I know where this is going.
So I was like, you know what? I gotta knock on my neighbor's door. So I go over to my next door neighbor. I knock on the door. She opens the door. She looks terrified. I look down. I'm still holding the kitchen knife. So, so I was like, I'm Chris. I'm your next door neighbor. I said I couldn't walk for 5 months. The first 5 months when I moved in, but I am indeed your neighbor. I explained the situation to her. And I was like, did you see anything weird? Have retired people just look out the window. Like, they just do that. Like, they're just window
with
people.
Police scanners, they're watching everything.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't have nothing better. I'll do the same thing. That's your duty. When you retire, you start your neighborhood watch. And
your watch begins.
So I was like, you see anything unusual? And she's like thinking real hard about it. Like, she took pride in me asking her, everything, you see anything unusual? And she's like, matter of fact, I did. The trash truck came down the street this today, and it's not trash day. And I started like looking like some sort of revelation. I'm like, holy shit. So I put out some tires for trash, and they didn't take them for like 2 weeks. So I called up real angry, the trash company, and I'm like, why aren't you taking my tires? So we don't take tires. Like, you took them before. Why aren't you taking them now, man? He's like, I'll get back. You never got back to me. So then I called the township up. I'm like, listen, I'm going to pull a Scott here. Pretend I'm part of an HOA. I'm going to be like, listen, I pay a lot of taxes here. Why aren't you taking my tires? They never called me back. I texted, there's a robot that works for my township parent, texted the robot. The robot waited 4 days and texted back, said your complaint has been received and it is complete. And I look out, my side tires are still there. I was like, what the now the robots are against me too. So I realized that none of them got back to me. But so what happened was they received the complaint. And you know what the bitch was? I took the tire from the street back to my house that morning. After being out there for 2 weeks, I took it back to my house, put it, near on the side of my house. The trash people thought the complaint was just for trash not being taken out. They come to the side of my house, take the trash out of my trash can, which is not even full, empty it, keep it on the near my driveway to show me, hey, took your trash. Sorry about that. And $300 later, and a heart attack, and 45 minutes wasted of me checking every room with a kitchen knife, blasting Fleetwood Mac. It was just the trash guy.
Meanwhile, when this nice old lady's husband wakes up, she goes, I don't know, but Chucky was at my door.
So that was my Tuesday.
Oh man.
Yeah, I kid you not. I wish that I wish that was all satire. None of that is not true. That is exactly what happened. And
I believe every word that you just said. 100%. All right, we'll do conjoined twins next week.
Okay.
Because it's still going to be in the news, and even if it doesn't matter.
They're always trending.
Yeah, what we have, what we're going to talk about with it will be funny regardless. I'll pretty much just read our text messages. Alex, what's coming up on Diz His? Thank you so much, Alex. Chris, do you have any cliff notes?
First of all, fuck off, Ryan. They take 2 tires a week. Yeah, I think it's crazy too. But I read the ordinance 7 times. They take 2 tires a week. Anyway, I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
So to start off the podcast, I do want to put a disclaimer. Rachel was supposed to come on the podcast tonight and talk about the vacation, but as usual, Scott couldn't make her come, so she did not. Speaking about that, now this was talked about outside of the podcast. I forget now. I don't know if it's the White Claw or if it's my short-term memory loss. Scott and I were talking about lesbian sex. I was on Disses, actually. I think we were talking about lesbian sex. Wow, that's weird, but we were. And Scott was like, when lesbians are having sex, when do they know they're done, right? Because it's 2 women. And I got done recording, and I said that story to Emily. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, Scott has no idea that women can orgasm." So he just thinks it goes on and on. That's actually a true story. This isn't all. Scott started off the show by saying that he had a great vacation. And said Scott spent most of his time on his phone on TikTok with his followers. Rachel had a great time as well. Didn't have to deal with Scott most of the time, which is really nice of you. Now, whenever Rachel wants to get out of sex, he just tells Scott he can go live on TikTok, hands him his phone, he disappears for the whole night. It's beautiful.
That's true story.
That's
Every time I was trying to get grabby, she's like, "Hey, aren't you supposed to go live on TikTok soon?"
That's his climax. Scott complained that he didn't have access to the VIP lounge at the airport. Now, Rachel texted me. She had no problem getting in. She had no problem. I think it's just a you thing, Scott.
Probably.
Scott described his Club Mobe experience as Genie Plus on vacation. Now, meanwhile, Nick utilized his Club Moge for Weenie Plus.
Yes, Mom.
Scott started talking about the nude beach, and I jokingly asked him if he brought binoculars. Now, he didn't, but Rachel did bring some so she could help sunscreen Scott's penis. I do have a question here. I have a question about this nude beach. Is it really considered a nude beach if your stomach covers all of your genitalia, Scott? I'm just curious about that.
Fold over.
Scott complained that Jamaica didn't take his annual pass. Nick had no problem on his vacation with his annual pass. Wait a second. I'm sorry, that's his anal pass. I'm sorry.
We'll make that one blue for me.
And lastly, Nick talked about on his vacation, the gays took over the ship. Sounds a lot like Captain Phillips, but fabulous. And those are my clip notes.
It's been quite the show, a lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate that. So, yeah, you guys are hearing the dogs because there's lightning, like a really bad storm here, so the dogs are going nuts. Yeah, so next week we're definitely going to talk about the conjoined twins. There's a lot to unpack there, so I'm super excited to talk about that. Did you guys hear the thunder?
I was gonna say, is that thunder? It
Yeah, that's
hasn't hit
thunder.
us yet, though.
Yeah, it's bad. Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me at Old Soul Thrift on Instagram, as well as at SuperSarah94 on the TikTok.
Nick?
You can find me at Emotional Support Gay Nick on the Instagram, and then Sandpiper Vacations on all social media platforms.
Chris?
At Chris Yob on Instagram for all of my important life moments. Literally, that's all it is. And at Chris Yob NNF on TikTok for when I go live after a few drinks.
And you can connect with all of us right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. All of our social media links are there, as well as become a Patreon member, a Clubhouse member, a friend with benefits, and have a whole bunch of perks, including a chance to win these really cool custom No New Friends podcast Crocs and other prizes and all that. Don't forget to nominate us for Orlando Weekly's Best of Orlando competition under the category Local Notables, Best Local Podcast, Best Local TikTok. If there's other things that you find appropriate, vote for us or nominate us there as well. Right now is the write-in period, so help us out and do that. Also, a couple more weeks before the Friendies, so jump into our public Discord. There's a link right on our Discord. There's a channel that says Friendie Voting. Vote for the Friendies, and that's going to be live on the YouTube on April 24th. Chris is hosting that. And also, every single Wednesday night after we're done recording this episode, we have After Dark exclusively on the YouTube. It'll be live on YouTube, and then it'll be there on demand. Don't forget Lewis, Sarah, Nick. Well, Lewis, don't forget, Lewis, Darren, Sarah, and I go live from Universal or Disney almost every single Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we're back here every Wednesday night on the YouTube. Right? That's it? Okay. On behalf of the Sophisticated Gentleman, Game Master Ryan, our producer Alex, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, bitches. Or we can just do dogs barking.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to go check on the dogs. I'm going to take a break before we do After Dark.
Yep, I'm going to end the stream, guys, and
end the stream, and we'll start a
restart
new one.
stream in about, I don't know, just fucking come back if you want to watch. We will be having our very first edition of No New Friends After Dark with me, with Scott, with Nick, and with, what's his name? I'm just kidding. The wise man Darren. Sarah, you're heading out, I assume.
I am.
Yes, because you have responsibilities.
I do.
Yeah,
My
she
hours
does.
got pushed earlier,
Oh, are you? How could that? How's that even possible?
so now I have to leave for work at 5:30 in the morning.